Hello, hello! Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. Today, let's get right into it. Let's head back to the Cardinal Tower and explore some more of the Forest of Fallen Giants. We've powered up quite a bit since we were there the last time, so we should be able to make quite a bit more progress. The 4 Estus flasks we have in particular give me quite a bit more confidence. Being able to one-hand the Fire Longsword is very helpful. When it comes to one-handing and two-handing things, it's mostly a matter of context. Most of the time, you want the ability to wield your weapon in one hand so you can have a shield or something else in your other. However, sometimes there's not really a good reason to wield thing in one hand, so just two-handed and do more damage.
Hello there. Traveling all alone in these treacherous times. Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge? My name is Pate. I journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh yes, you be cautious if you go any farther. There's treasure in there for certain, but the entrance locks from behind. I saw the same design earlier, and it's the same contraption, I'm sure. I was with this warrior, you see, and he insisted that he go inside first. The rather brusque fellow tried to swipe the lid for himself, but it trapped him inside. I still have the gent's ring. I do hope he wasn't harmed. I'll leave this one to you. I'm worried about what might be inside.
Mild-mannered Pate is an interesting character. And to be honest, he does not seem particularly trustworthy. However, we do love treasure. And forewarned about the trap, I feel a bit more confident going inside, so thanks to him for that. Sure enough, the portcullis is closed, so we have no choice but to go onwards. Now, not only did the portcullis close behind us, there's another reason why this area is dangerous. There are a lot of hollow soldiers in this hallway, and they are quite aggressive. Always use anything you have on hand if it means that you can kill things safer. It's not like throwing knives or a precious resource. So, if you can just toss one and kill an enemy that way, then there's really no reason not to. Aromatic ooze applies a coating to your weapon that gives it magic damage. That Doom-style secret door that we just opened will have to wait, because there's 3 more hollow soldiers waiting to kill us. Some of them have bows. And we're fine, really. That arrow didn't hurt. There we go. That's the entire hallway cleared out of hollowed soldiers. Now we can go see what's inside the secret passage. A sorcerer's staff and an amber herb. Pate was certainly right. It was dangerous, but there definitely was worthwhile treasure. A sorcerer's staff will let us cast magic if we have any spells and the necessary stats to do so. This is pretty much the first opportunity you'll get to get a sorcerer's staff, so it's definitely worth it to take this detour.
Well, I see you managed to escape. I hope that brave warrior didn't come a cropper either. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh, but you should take this. It allows undead to call out for help to one another across the fissures between worlds. With luck, somebody will lend you a hand. Well, be careful.
Another reason to take that detour is that if we complete it successfully, Pate will give us the White Sign Soapstone. This doesn't look good. That heavy knight over there is guarding the way forward, and he's covered by two hollows of their chosen firebombs. So before we tackle this problem head first, let's explore for an alternate route. This must be one of the giants that Melentia was talking about. Odd-looking thing, but maybe that's just decomposition. You can press and hold B on ladders to speed up or slow down. Going fast requires stamina, so it's much like sprinting. Here we find a light crossbow. This is a ranged weapon we can actually use. If we equip our wooden bolts, anyway. To to two-hand the weapon in your left slot, simply hold the Y button. To zoom in with a crossbow, you need to two-hand it, and then press the trigger on the other side of the hand you're holding it in. So, in this case, since I'm holding it in my left hand, I need to press the R buttons. I like crossbows a lot. They require minimal stat investment and do quite a bit of damage. They are a bit heavy, though. You can even wield them in one hand if you have the strength, but you can't zoom in that way. I'd like to go for a plunging attack on this guy, and somehow it worked. Our reward for this little detour is the Mailbreaker and an infantry helm. The Mailbreaker is an interesting little dagger that I will talk about. It has a unique property that can make it fairly useful, but it's kind of a weak weapon. Alright, let's deal with this guy. This guy is an old ironclad. They're notable for having heavy armor and very big hammers. They also have built-in backstab protection. If we get behind them for too long, they'll simply flop over on their backs and crush us. These are enemies where you definitely want to wait out and take your time and find a good opening where you can attack without suffering retaliation. That is probably their most dangerous move right there, because it comes out quickly, at least in comparison to its other swings, and it continues for quite some time. If you try to block that with your shield, you'll probably get staggered and hit. Another locked door, and another door that looks way too sturdy to try and break down. Spear Hollows guard a fog gate. You can't quite see it yet, but this is a fairly important passageway. Another set of hollow soldier armor. Doesn't do us much very good. We're already wearing it. Maybe we can find somewhere to offload it later. This area looks familiar. Oh, what's that? This is a crystal lizard. Crystal lizards are annoying little enemies that drop upgrade materials when you kill them. They have an obnoxious habit of running away, so you need to kill them quickly or else they will simply fall off the side of the map or disappear into a wall or something. Due to the fact that they are very small and low to the ground, a lot of weapons simply don't have very good attack patterns in actually hitting something that down low. The large leather shield is largely equivalent to the silver kite shield. It simply exchanges some stability for better resistances and less weight. Let's use it for a little bit. I have no idea what he's talking about. Shortcut ahead, however, is easy to understand. By opening this door, we have a straight shot back to the Cardinal Tower bonfire. Firebombs are also items that we can use if we find some. Melentia also sells firebombs. They're basically like fire elemental grenades. They're pretty useful at early points in the game. With that shortcut open up, I feel a bit more confident exploring this way. This does not look like a pleasant setup for us. In fact, oh god, I don't want to fight either of them on this thing. It is very easy for them to just sort of body block you off. And that's one of the most irritating ways to die. So it's much better to just sort of turn around and fight these two on solid ground instead of with one on either side on a very narrow walkway. It's a bit of a nasty trap, but the game does give you enough time to react, especially if somebody is helpful enough to leave behind a note. Our reward is a gorgeous view of this statue and a halberd. A halberd is not a weapon we're going to be able to use for quite some time because it requires significant investment in both dexterity and strength to be able to wield it effectively. However, if you can, it has long reach and a lot of power behind it. As you can see, we couldn't even two-hand this if we wanted to because we just don't have the dexterity. There is one more area that we passed over that I would like to explore now that we have this shortcut open. Let's go take a break at the bonfire real quick, then tackle it. Quick, there's not really a good reason to actually wait for a spear enemy to come towards you. Because the halberd-wielding hollow does not have a shield of any kind, you can actually kill him very quickly, probably before the spear-wielding hollow will even have a chance to react. You may have seen this earlier when we were going to talk to Pate. This room does not look inviting. However, The Hollows manning those ballistas don't really seem very interested in avoiding friendly fire. Which is good, because taking on 4 of these guys at once would be difficult. If you have an opportunity, you should pretty much always go for a backstab, because once you get the animation off, you have quite a few invincibility frames. Since we've been getting so many firebombs, I'm going to go ahead and equip them on our belt. Our rewards for surviving this most devious trap are a blue wooden shield and the Great Soul Arrow spell. If we so desired, we could operate these ourselves. And it might, in fact, be a viable strategy to lure the old Ironclad over here and then just shoot him with a frickin' big arrow. Sniper, they're... Ah. This game has a feature of trapped chests. When you open them, they will unleash a randomized trap. They will not be the same throughout playthroughs. In this case, we got poison. The door does not open from this side. And it doesn't look flimsy enough to knock down, but we were told to try attacking. Aha. I believe this is the only instance in the game where this is actually the case. But if you get the enemy's attention on the other side of the door with some noise, you can actually get them to open it for you. In this case, it's the only way to get that door open at all. Let's try a firebomb. It's not spectacular, but it's got some range to it. And if an enemy is weak to fire, it will do even more damage. Here we get our first proper ring of the game. The way a blue ring is sort of a freebie that slightly increases your hit points. The life ring greatly increases your hit points. This somewhat ghastly looking thing is a Pharos contraption. If we put that logstone we found earlier, something will happen. In this case, it reveals a classic-style illusory wall. Our rewards are a Titanite slab, the highest tier of upgrade material, and something even more valuable, the Chloranthy ring. We should equip that immediately because that is a very helpful effect. The Chloranthy ring raises stamina regen, and we can tell that it's working due to the little green aura around us. The logstone was absolutely worth the 4,000 souls. Now then, with that taken care of, let's go down to the one place we haven't explored yet. I really enjoy the Forest of Fallen Giants level design. I think, by and large, it's the most evocative of the Dark Souls 1 style of a very interconnected, shortcut-heavy world. An annoying thing is that sometimes you'll actually knock enemies out of your attack range. This usually doesn't happen with weapons with good reach like the longsword, but if you're already a good distance away, it's definitely a possibility. That place doesn't look pleasant, but it also has goodies in it, so we'll have to go in there at some point. This hollow soldier has a thrusting sword. I would say that these are probably the most dangerous variety of hollows. If you let them, they can attack you extremely quickly and for quite a bit of damage. Another locked door. Can't break it down either. Alright, time to demonstrate something. Before we go through this fog door, I would like to become human again, because our health bar is starting to look a little puny. To do this, we may simply consume a human effigy. We don't even have to be at a bonfire to do this. In fact, using a human effigy at a bonfire will probably do something you don't even want. So, just use it whenever. Now, becoming human has revealed some summon signatures, including mild-mannered Pates. Let's go ahead and summon him. This smaller summon signature lets us summon a Shade, another human player that will only stick around for a little while. Let's summon this Fang guy. NPC summons are more or less instantaneous, but when you summon actual players, it can take a little bit depending on their connection. The Last Giant. This will probably be the first boss for most players of this game. He's pretty big and he hits pretty hard, so it's a good thing that we brought some help. His weak point are his feet. However, even his weak point is fairly well defended, because he will stomp on you if you stay around for too long. If you want a better view of what the boss is doing, you can simply walk on target. Honestly, I wish the camera would just sort of stay like that regardless, but it's better than nothing. The Last Giant attacks mostly with sweeping attacks and stomps. They're fairly slow and well telegraphed, so... Oh my goodness, he just ripped off his own arm. When his hit points get low, he starts using his more dead arm as a club. This extends his range and attack power. Fortunately, Fang and Pate are doing a good job of keeping this guy distracted and doing damage to him, so we can finish him off. Our reward is the soul of the Last Giant and the Soldier's Key. Fang will get some souls as well for helping us out. That should about do it for this episode. We've made quite a bit of progress, and I feel pretty accomplished about killing that behemoth. I will see you guys next time as we explore the last little bit of the Forest of Fallen Giants.